Welcome back to. We got my brother, Coach Wiley.
What's up?
Or you're not a coach anymore, so I can't call you coach.
Right.
So, we just wanted to touch base with the people. Your episode is one of the best episodes that we've had.
We're back.
And so we're just gonna rap a little bit and see what's going on. So we don't have an agenda.
Do we?
We didn't prepare for the show, but
we're here.
We're gonna have a good conversation nonetheless. So
what's been doing very well, I have to add. Well, the podcast is on fire right now. Huh? Come on now. You've been doing it. All the great guests you done had on the show.
See, that's the thing. You have to have great guests to make you be better. You know how if you're a coach, you get people better than you to kind of hang around and help out. So that's been the key. But no, we've had some really good guests. It's been fun meeting new people that you would never meet. You know, coaches in Australia or wherever, and it's just been it's been fun just to meet these new people. And you know, the one thing that I'll say about everybody is, you know, everybody has a story.
Sure.
And if they're willing to share that story, it can help and enlighten others. And I think that's just so important for this world. And you know, we as coaches in general, we like to hold on to everything and not give it up.
Share, huh?
You know, we don't want to share.
Speak for yourself.
And all of that. But that's why I wanted to start sharing more. Whether know, if you run horns or something like that, it's not the first time it's been run.
No, many options.
So it's just been cool though.
That's awesome. Been doing good.
Thank you. What's been going on with you? You're getting ready to be all over the place with the TBL. For those that didn't catch episode 1 with Wiley, he is the commissioner of the TBL, and that means he's got a lot of responsibilities. The TBL stands for the Basketball League, for those of you who are out there that may not know. And this is the 4th year of the league.
Hello.
And they've got over 30 teams now, I believe.
Yes, close to it.
They're going to have a few more that will be introduced pretty soon. So, tell everybody what that's all about. It's the 3rd largest professional league in the United States. So it goes NBA, then it goes G League, then it goes TBL.
TBL, baby. Pretty excited about it. It's growing. It's expanding. It's not just in the East Coast now. We got some Southern teams, some Dallas teams, and we just announced teams on the West Coast. We got the San Diego Guardians. We got Fresno Fire. We got the Portland Storm, and a couple more teams coming in, and we might, be on the right now. This coming week, we're probably gonna have 2 other teams and have a good bam West Coast in the building.
So, your journey has allowed you to be in this space, and you kind of used to do it before there was more opportunities. You used to play in the ABA and kind of what that was like, and you touched on it a little bit in the first podcast. But what is that like, just going to play? You're done with college. You still want an opportunity. You probably aren't going to make it to the NBA or really get that opportunity. Overseas is a thing too, but then there's a lot of things that go along with that. Finding the right agent or agency to represent you, and trying to and wanting to stay in the States as well.
So many different obstacles that you'll go through. First of all, as a professional athlete, and we probably hit that up later, just what being a pro is. It's sacrificing. You're not going to get a 9-to-5 job if you want to really do this. Are you really going to have a girlfriend, a lady? Touch up on that because you're traveling. I got to pick up when I needed to and try out mines, East Coast, South, or whatever. And it's hard. It's tough because it can put you in a box where you don't come from a big college.
Right. So
I want these young men to understand they're not coming from a big college. Am I going to get that opportunity? And thank God that's what the Maggies do. It is to, like I said, when you're a pro means a lot.
Yeah.
And I'll touch up on that in a minute, but I got to tell you, you have to be ready. You have to be is your body in shape? You know, do you have this? Do you have what it takes? What position are you? If you guys are trying to figure it out right now at this stage, a little tough. You know what I mean? Age of our league is 25. So they don't know. They're not, do I want to play?
Yeah.
Man, I got a family to feed. I got to do this. I got to do that, you know? So it's tough. It is tough. I will say that. It's very tough, and it's something that it's mindset. It's what you want to do. You take control of that.
Right. No, it's got to be really difficult because you're not making a ton of money. I mean, all your athletes get paid, but at the same time, you know, they may have to provide for their family, and they may have to hold other positions outside of the season. And, you know, you have to be willing to pick up and move quickly, you know? So what, you know, switching topics just a little bit, how have you guys been able to manage during COVID? Obviously, you know, the world kind of shut down for a while, and then you guys had, when the NBA came back and you guys started to do your things, and then there's so many different rules where California has a set of rules, and then I know you guys had a combine today out in, was it South Carolina? So, you know, everything's just so different. And then I saw the text that came in. One of the gyms today wasn't approved. Excuse me. And then you guys had to switch and pivot and go to another facility. So
basketball pivots just like Jesus does.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things, what was funny was, and I got to be honest, we're blowing up during COVID.
Right.
I mean, we went from 12 teams to now we're at 29.
Yeah.
So, and I gotta hand it to Max. He has busted his butt, and he is doing it right now. These other teams that are coming up, they just want to bring the excitement to the city. We're over here talking to the council in Israel, like people are noticing us, but we did first go through the proper protocols of this because it is serious for our athletes. We shut it down, not for us. We shut it down for our athletes. They were going to their families. We were really worried about this, and it hit us hard. It hit us wave really hard. So it was very tough on us to shut it down, that league. But we called it, we did it, and then to come up pretty doggone successful during this time, means a lot. It means a lot. And due to that is that some, and we won't say the other league, but other teams just want to they want to step it up another level. And we understand that. And that's due to my job as a commissioner. I want to uphold that to everybody, just carrying themselves professionally. And what does that mean? You know, I always say I had a great mentor other than Coach Mo. He'd tell me, being a pro, do what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, and do it all the time. You know what I mean?
That's the biggest one for me, is the consistency. You know, think about anybody that's done anything, do it all the time, every day, day in and day out. It's the consistency. And if you are going to be a pro, you better be consistent, because if you know, if you're not consistent, they got to find somebody that is, because at that level, it's about the production. And if you hit 10 threes one game and then you don't do that again for 3-4 games, well, it kind of decreases the value of that 10, because you're not doing it on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely. One of the biggest things we always say is, how do you carry yourself? You know, you're not going to come to an interview and not have your hair cut, your shirt tucked in. You know, you're going to speak to people in the gym. It's an interview when you walk in the gym. Or if you're a college student, anyone, that your eyes are on you when you come in that gym. Now, how you carry yourself is where I'm going to show you or try to help you out in conducting yourselves. The way you talk to people, the way you conduct yourself in the community, your outreach is everything. Is very important to this team, because that's the vision of it. We really want to get out there because we want them to see our teams. We want to wear the gear, and you see it. It's different. When we say it's a different league, it's a different league. You know, I also say the team ABC, so you better go on accountability. That stands for individually as well as your team. I say belief, the system, the coaches, the teammates, and the C is the commitment, the team, the teammates, and the purpose. You have to have a purpose. Everybody does. And I think as coaches, when you have a coaching staff, they got to be on the same page. And then you go with your team with and we were talking about it earlier when we had that talk on, everybody's getting caught up in their system. What about their personnel?
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody has their system. I got in my head what I want.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? But what I got, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's tough, and especially for the youth now. And we always say, get the elephant out of the room. Does everybody really want to know the truth?
And the truth is, no, they don't. People want to be lied to, and not necessarily lied to, but the truth does hurt. And the thing about that, you talked about the accountability. It's hard for people to be held accountable and not feel emotion.
Right.
And that's a really difficult thing, especially younger players. And I know you've been texting with some of the guys that were at the combine and wanted to know kind of where they stand. But like you said, it is a different league. This is professional. It's not for amateurs.
No.
So if you're not, elite level talent, and by the way, you and I both know there were some really great basketball players that can be playing in the league that may not have gotten the opportunity for whatever reason. Things happen in their life that changed. I've been, ear hustling on some of your conversations with some of these people. But it's
look at this dude.
Well, I'm always trying to learn. Even I wanted to learn about the business aspect. How can you get a team? And it's and for those of you who want to be owners out there, and this is a plug, if somebody I want to commission if somebody does this, but if you've got $200,000 and you want to be an owner of a professional basketball team, you can do it with the TBL. So that's the plug for that.
That's the plug. TBL. Look, baby, bro.
200,000. That's all you need, and then you can be an owner. But that comes with a lot of stuff. So if you need to be willing to put in the work to make it successful for you. And I know these owners that are joining the league at a rapid during a pandemic. So many new teams, 12 to almost 30 is crazy.
That is nuts. Shout out to Mags though. That's my man out there going hard.
David Magley.
Awesome.
He played at Kansas. He was the 25th pick in the Dicks in the NBA.
Yeah, back in the day.
That's awesome. No, and he got us too.
Anytime.
He's got to come.
Mags, you got to come. So,
current events. Do we want to talk about the election at all, or anything like that?
Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
What are your thoughts on it? And we don't get too political. We just kind of try to stay neutral and just and support anybody's feelings or whatever. But what are your thoughts?
I understand so much more now than I did before. So each and every time always changes. But this time my biggest thing was in general. I don't care. I think through this time I found out it's not racism. It's just doggone good or bad people, man.
For sure.
If you're an evil dude, you're an evil dude. If you're an evil woman, you're an evil woman. But I'm not getting into the racism and all that. I get it. And I apologize for everybody that's ever lost their life, a family member to that. My heart goes out to them. And man, there are some evil people out there, real talk.
Right.
But hey, it seems like he seems pretty happy. What's going on now? New thing. It's a new change in office. Let's see what he's gonna do. But I'm really, really excited for the vice president being a female, my man.
Oh, for
and
sure.
It ain't even gotta be a black thing. Let's just call it. It's a female thing
it's
now.
A woman. Yeah.
It's a woman thing now, and just that a woman can see and empower him. Because me raising one and having one, man, I love my girls, I love my ladies, but I gotta tell you, it just that they can see it. my daughters can see it now. You know what I mean? I
Right.
dig it. It's something to look up to. And she spoke well, and she's awesome, and she's from the town. So I'm really going down. You know what I mean? That was a rap there, right? That was a little bars.
Yeah.
Bars. Bars.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, that I don't get too emotional while other people are viewing something, because it's their viewpoint. They should be able to feel the way they want to feel, vote for whoever they want to vote for, and a more, understanding, have different ideas. We might have different ideas on how things should be in the world, or whatever the case may be, but you have to be open-minded to that stuff. And I think, first of all, you can debate whether it was fair or not. It was, in my opinion, clearly fair.
That's what the media tells you.
This has been, mail-in votes have been going on for years and years and years. But I do think there's a level of class that you need to show if you do lose.
You did say something about that last night, brother. You looked a little irritated because you didn't. I don't know, and don't quote me on this, but did he not call Biden still?
I don't know. I have no clue. I'm tired of watching the news.
Right.
It took us a whole damn week for us to figure out what was going on.
I hear you.
But
I think that's what you were kind of saying.
4 states still ain't been called, I think. One of them is Nevada. They're still counting.
Sugar. How you gonna say that though? Really? That's
everybody, Nevada is still counting right now.
Hey. Cut it off. Oh, I'll walk off. What the heck? How you gonna call me out like that?
He lives in Nevada, in Las Vegas.
I love
but
Vegas, baby.
Clark County is still counting the votes.
Whoa,
so.
we're still out there. I just found out we're like 50th in the nation in education.
Yeah, you told me that coming off the plane. I was like, whoa, what? Is that for real? And then it popped up on the screen. I'm like, oh, I looked it up.
No.
Yeah, but if you lose, just you lost. And that's it. And you keep on, and you keep it moving. Of course.
You're pretty competitive now.
Now I don't like to lose, but if I do lose, you beat me, and that what can you do?
What would he say? Trump. What is he going to do?
Oh, I mean,
congratulations, you beat me. Good luck.
I don't know. I mean, he's one of the biggest gangsters I've ever seen in my life. And they with it for a really long time. And hats off to him for that. Hats off to him. For real. He is a straight up gangster.
No,
wow. I mean, he was running everything until he wasn't.
So why would you think any of this is different?
Well, usually if you're a gangster and they get you, like they got me. Unless you're like a Scarface and you just go guns ablazing, which I think that's what he's actually been doing. But most of the real gangsters. What's the new thing?
That part. That part. Yeah.
Most of the time, if you get caught up, hey, you got me, and keep it moving.
That ain't him. And I gotta tell you, you kind of respect the gangster in him. He ain't going out like that.
I respect how hard he fought.
I
respect how hard he fought.
He fights to the end, and he don't think it's the end yet.
Yeah, and I don't think he's as bad as his rap for it. For most people, I'm somewhere in the middle with it. Like there's some good and bad. Biden didn't have the greatest history, but as far as like racism and whatnot, the crime bill and 94 and all of those stuff. But I didn't really know all that stuff. But if you are willing to just think about this, all the people that played baseball and they said they came out and did steroids. Alex Rodriguez is on ESPN calling baseball games right now, or not right now. It's November, but he did this year, and all these guys that did. Now, the guys who didn't. Okay, Mark McGwire got a coaching job because he said, "Yep, I was okay. You fessed up." Right. Sammy Sosa. I mean, he's still denying it, but his whole he looked lighter than Whoa, that's another that's another story for another day. But
look like this pillow.
Yes, he does.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this side.
You know, we were talking about that though, because the players that did get caught with steroids, come on now. I wish they would just come out, tell the fans straight up, you guys, we did this for you guys. You're paying us this much money. We wanted to be out there for you guys, so we did take that extra. We had this torn rotator's cub, some cartilage, you know, you're feeling all, so you took it. Do you blame them?
And what do the fans think?
They were hitting bombs
out of nowhere.
Right.
In 1995.
Come on now.
Boom, boom. 95, 96, 97.
They're not cheating the sport. And I wish they would just come out and say they did it for the fans. I get it. I'd be over here like, I applaud them. And I'm glad they're still healthy. Good powers to them. But don't take away. You still got to hit that ball.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, these guys have kind of been ousted from the baseball community. And, you know, the guys that just said, Andy Pettit and A-Rod and, you know, a lot of these guys came out and said they did. And, you know, now they're still around the game.
That's crazy.
But baseball needs those guys.
Yeah.
Primetime, Deion.
Hey.
He's at Jackson State. Now,
hello.
Is he starting next year? Is he there now? Where is he at?
Hey.
He's on TV every day on Barstool.
Right, but
he's got 7 podcasts.
I think he's doing his and then he goes into next year.
So
right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
His son committed.
I've been watching.
Do you think that's a good move for his son to go play for him?
Absolutely. My opinion only.
Mm-hmm.
Like they say, you get to play with your pops and level it up. A true playing field now. But what better person is going to give his kid an opportunity but his son? And his son's not. You getting ready to see it. I do think they want to do the black college thing, which I think is fabulous. And then Deion, I think, knows football inside and out. I mean, for a Hall of Famer to see it, know it, read it, breathe it, all that, he got it going on. And I think his son is dope. I think little fella can go.
Right.
He gonna be all right.
Somebody has to tell LeBron, Young's hair guy, because
we going in.
No, I'm just saying, LeBron. He's the king. He's one of the top 3 players to ever play the game.
We going in.
But Deion got his thing right. Okay, Deion's hair is nice right now.
It's right. It's right. He always had.
I know Bron has as much money as Deion.
They need to get the same hair guy.
Yes. Same one.
Same hair guy.
So that'll be interesting to see how that all plays out as these kids start going to HBCUs instead of some of these high major programs. The problem is like the high major programs are so far ahead, and aren't gonna want to go to an HBCU.
It just takes one.
It does.
It just takes one. The rest to follow. So the South is gonna come down again. You'll start getting great players. Shoot, they had I wanted to see what was his name, a little fella, Josh Christopher. I used to watch him at the little cow camp, and he was Patrick's little brother. I thought he was pretty. Ended up going to Arizona State. He is a talented dude. If you get one of them, it just take one of them big ones to go. The rest will follow. They'll come up out of it. They'll definitely come out of there.
Yeah. What else is going on? NFL. Have you been liking the NFL, or you been watching it? Or
no, your Niners weak.
Well, your Raiders aren't that much better.
Yes.
But we have. I mean, there is no excuse for losing. But the Niners' best player on defense got hurt, Bosa, and the rest of they had 10 people in COVID and had to still play Green Bay this week. You got 10 people on the COVID protocol. Boy. They shut down the facility, didn't practice.
Gave the phone. Yeah.
And A-Rod is like, y'all ain't practicing, I'm practicing. And I'm coming back to the Bay where I used to play college.
Oh my gosh, he lit that thing up.
Oh man. These quarterbacks are ridiculous right now.
A-Rod got it going on. A-Rod, I think I was the only dude. I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there. It was Butte College. What year was it? 2006.
He that was
three.
03.
So I was there, and I tried to go ahead and recruit that
Cause he
kid.
could hoop too, right?
Yes, picked that ball up and 360 dunked it. Russ Critchfield, I'll never forget saying that man gonna play on Sundays. I was like, hot dog, play on Sundays. All right, good for him. All right, yeah, he's gonna play on Sunday. So he did his thing out there at Butte College.
The multiple sport athletes, you know, a lot of these and quarterbacks in particular, like Russell Wilson, I think can hoop a little bit. There was a lot of quarterbacks that can actually really hoop. I'm sure Tom Brady
played baseball too.
Russ did play baseball.
He played baseball. I think he was drafted.
Kyler Murray. What about the influx of African American quarterbacks? Now they're starting to be
About time.
You know, Russ Wilson, Patrick Mahomes,
Yep.
you know,
Giving him a chance.
Jackson,
Giving him a chance.
Kyler Murray.
We all know why they were held back, but we won't. That's another topic.
for sure.
We'll get there. But yes, they're athletic and also have an IQ too, and very intelligent and bright.
Right,
They got good feel of the game and can read too.
right,
They got it going on.
definitely.
They got it going on. I was gonna ask you, why'd you give up football?
Man, you watch these games on Sunday? I'm trying to get hit out of here.
Bro, I used to go to all the football
Yeah,
games.
I'm telling you,
In college?
I'm cringing. I'm cringing every time somebody. Oh no, this is not it.
That's
This
not
is
it.
what I mean.
It's not it.
I hope CJ, if he wants to play football, he's gonna play football.
Really?
But you know, if he didn't want to, I would definitely not try to put it up for him. You know, because I just think it's.
Sport.
I don't want to get hit like that. I mean, I'm getting older, but I mean, good Lord. I mean, you tell them their story when you stop playing football.
Hey, I crossed the middle, caught it in the passing league, got cringed, pow. Walking to the sidelines, and I heard, and I saw Coach Pat. I'll never forget. Come to me, and I was like, my ear ringing. I tried to walk over there, tried to get my little jog on, all nice and cool. Took the helmet off. Kneeled, because you know you can't do nothing like that. I kneeled like I was a stud, and I just sat there and I looked around. And I said, "Yeah, this is our last practice."
That's about it.
I ain't doing this no more. I'm done.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you won't see me. Yeah, sorry, Coach.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's rough, and I mean these guys are massive. I mean, I want to be in shape, but I don't want to be that big. I mean, these guys are huge now.
They're 6'7", 250 coming on the end
Ugh.
and barreling down on you.
Yeah.
They're gonna do some
I don't
bad.
know how Tom Brady's still doing it. I mean,
He doing it. The GOAT. He's doing it
40
because he's
plus
doing
years.
it now here. I don't ever think he was really that athletic or nothing.
He never
but
was, no.
Nah, like, boy, he got it going on now.
And,
TB.
you know, and just think about that. If you're not athletic, you have to figure out other ways.
Yes.
Like Nash, he was always good with angles. He was the first. Well, he wasn't the first one, but you know, he would keep his dribble underneath the basket.
Probe it. I try to teach that to this day. Keep your dribble. I know it looks crazy dribbling around, but he dribbled with a purpose.
Yes, he did.
Kept it going. He dribbled about 22 seconds.
For sure.
Trust me on that. No, he had it going on.
What else? You got anything on your mind, or
No, not really. It's a good period.
what has it been like? You've been here for a few days. You got to see kind of what happens here at the McSwain household
I like
with
it.
the two youngsters.
Oh, they're my babies.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on
Those are my babies.
4:30 a.m.?
He wakes his uncle up. I dig it, and he talks grown. I love it because the couple of mornings that I've heard him. It is wow, the conversation he has with his mother in the morning. I almost think it's a grown man in there. If it wasn't you in there, I was like, oh my gosh, he speaks well, and he's talking with great senses and a ball of energy, just straight up energy.
Keeps you on your toes for sure.
Oh my gosh, yes, he does. But oh my gosh, he's got a huge heart. He is. You just watch him. He has not a worry in the world. He's not worried about nothing. It's CJ. It is tunnel vision CJ, and I dig that. Oh, I love him to death. I love him to death. I see what he can do. You know, he's got a great future because boy, the way that he almost feels he's the only one on this planet. Everybody else is in the planet with him, Jack.
Right.
That is real. That is real. Huh, Uncle Nail? Huh, Uncle Nail? Yeah. And then my little precious Max. Max she just smiles and looks at you, and boy, she don't have no attitude. Well, she got a little cold. I was here the other day, little sniffles, but a bundle. Oof. Now she's a lover. She's a lover. And I just see now the
Yeah.
I didn't know that one, but that's
what you want, something.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
want something or
like,
hungry
that's
or something like
crazy.
that. Yeah.
And then to see her, she's trying to go over now. She's trying to get herself over. She can't get her leg right. And just to see her go through that is just, it's funny. And then it's so, you see, you got nothing to worry about. You just want to, but you gotta let them learn. So tough. But I love to see her. Love it. Love it.
2020 has been kind of an interesting year. We're wrapping it up. You know, we're getting down to November, and Thanksgiving's coming up, and then
Your
Christmas
birthday's coming up.
next week. Yeah.
Next week.
Next week.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm gonna turn all the way down, and
No, turn it all the way up. Turn it all the way up.
the funny thing is the one thing that's happened with COVID is like you go home earlier, and I think that's a good thing. Like you can go to dinner, and right now outside, but it's getting cold. I wonder what's gonna happen when you have to eat out there in the cold. I mean, we were sitting out there and it started sprinkling, and we had to go back in. We left right after that.
Oh yeah.
You know, my one single friend, he wanted to stay out, but I was, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
We're going home.
We gotta go home.
We're going out.
It's time to go.
Oh, that's funny. Well, this is a change, and I hope everyone changes. It's weird to see. I feel like we're all in a matrix right now because people are changing. They're doing things. We've lost a lot. You know, I feel it's very unfortunate that people are losing their homes. And, you know, you just took me to the mall today and just driving. And brother, that was depressing to see different blocks and different corners of homeless people. Man, it's real. It's real. I wish I could help them all. I tell you, I wish I.
How would you like try to solve homelessness? Like, what do you do with the people? You can't. I mean, they're not. I don't know if it's breaking the law or not. You know, we don't have a fact checker on here, so we just kind of spew whatever we want.
Right.
But how do you help that? Like,
so
is there?
I always think of my mind going back to Bethany and Santa Cruz, and I do remember Coach Block used to have us work with the homeless. So we used to, on Tuesdays and Thursdays down in Santa Cruz, we used to go give them hot meals. So we did that just to see that, and you know, just at first serve them. We weren't allowed to go out there and touch my guests or and sit with them. Of course I did. And then you think of the things that you might have, that when you do go, maybe you can drop your clothes off. So, and I've done this just recently in Vegas. I mean, I got clothes and I got bags, and I'm thinking I'm going to take them to the Goodwill. So I take them where we used to live when we housed the kids over there by Rebel Place. And I just dropped a bag off to certain people. And at first, when you come, they'll rush you. And I'll look at the people who has the least, and you try to disperse that way, because there is some way. Or I'm not going to give anybody no money, but I can go get a McDonald's and get about 24 cheeseburgers for, and I know that ain't much about the funding that is given to the homeless and what could be, but I would say it's when they can get those hot meals out of those too. And churches are doing really well, I think, with homeless, you know, with bedding or whatever. I just don't throw nothing away. I would say that there's a way that we can recycle things and put them in orbit out there that somebody can sleep on something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's the thing with anything. I think people got to hit the pavement and actually be out there and doing something. The hard part is, some people don't want to do that, and the easiest thing to do would be throw money at it. But now, where's the money going? That's why what the NBA is trying to do is get involved with these grassroots organizations to help. They already have something in place. Now, when you're throwing the money at it, it's going to go into the right direction.
Yeah.
Whereas, you try to get somebody $100,000 to, help solve this. Well, they have no clue of what to do because they're not doing it.
Right.
They haven't been doing it. So,
like painting the building, getting new furniture.
right.
They got to know that money needs to go to the right people. Absolutely.
So 2021, you think it's going to be a great year? I think it's going to be the best year in a really long time. I don't know what the best year was since I've been on this planet, but I'm gonna say 2021 is going to be terrific. I think that 2020 is tragic in a lot of ways, but you really have to look at it in a positive light. And I would say be grateful for the things that you do have, the health that you have, the family that you have, the friends that you have, the environment that you might be in. It may not be ideal, but there is a way out of whatever your circumstances. Most of the people that are listening to a podcast all have internet. They all have something to be grateful for. So just having good internet, that is a blessing.
That's a blessing.
When you're on Zoom, 8 to 10 hours a day sometimes for some people, having great internet is key. Having an iPhone, we could literally get anything we want on the phone, look anything up. We hit 2 buttons, Amazon's shipping it. For our house, it's a lot of Amazon.
I saw that.
I said, here's
every
another
day,
package.
Every day.
And this is what she says.
That's tough.
It's for the kids.
That's
it's for the. How am I gonna know? I'm not opening it.
That's
But yeah. But by the way, we were at the mall today. It didn't look like we was in a pandemic because there was a bunch of people out there shopping.
Somebody getting checks. You feel me?
Somebody is.
You feel me? Somebody getting checks. One of the biggest things I think in COVID was coming down to yourself, knowing, you got it, you're going to get exposed. I think you got to see who you really are. And I think through this COVID, I always say this, I think it was the best time for me because it exposed me. It exposed me on who am I? Who do I really want to be? I think everybody knows me in the basketball world. I love it. I will do anything for you, give the shirt off my back. But if I'm not living a right life, I'm just prolonging. I'm getting distracted over the dumbest things. And I probably shouldn't use that word, over the silliest things. Knowing where my focus is, where am I going in life? Am I taking care of my family? Am I taking care of my loved ones that have my back? Especially you. I value you. I cherish you. Knowing who's in your family, who's in your corner, knowing who's at home in Vegas, who's had my back, who wants me to succeed, and I truly think showing, Camilla getting down, I'm thinking, my woman has got to be pretty great. I think my family's got to be pretty great. My daughter's growing, and to join our families together means a lot. Was I not? You're thinking you're doing it right, but you're not.
Right.
And I think I can't take a beat down, but I think first and foremost, they're looking at it from my head, and they're looking at it from me. You know what I mean? So I can go out there, and I'm sure I'm not the only person out there.
Yeah.
But I think one of the best therapists you got, y'all, the viewers and everybody, I've always came to Lil Bro, and you've never judged me or shamed me. And what anybody does and goes through it, life ain't perfect. I do want to thank you for that from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it.
You definitely don't need to thank me. I appreciate our relationship as well, and just the honesty that we can always come. And I think that's so important. And you know, everybody's gonna go through SHI. You know what?
Right.
We try not to curse on this
We try not to
podcast.
Tell all them kids that ain't no damn Santa Claus.
Yeah,
Oopsie.
exactly. But yeah, I mean, everybody goes through stuff, even, you know, whether you have a lot of money or you don't have much money at all. They're just different problems that you're going to have to figure out. And you usually bring, or you need your loved ones to help you get through that. Not somebody that is a fair weather type of friend. And, you know, some people like that.
I ain't got time for that.
Where they come around only when
that.
they need you.
Yeah.
And it's when it's convenient for them. But yeah, man, I just
I've enjoyed my stay.
It's been fun.
This has
been fun.
awesome.
We've had a great time laughing, and
we knew this was gonna happen though.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
this was really cool because we kind of just got to hang. You got to see our new gym in the garage. Oh, you came to the Splash Lab too.
Yes.
You went like
Let's
10 for
go.
10 on your first couple shots. You know, it is a Splash Lab. So
And that's real though. Why'd you just get 2 though? Or maybe 3 or 4 you got. I needed them all.
Well, wait, you couldn't wait to get your hand on the ball.
I need that.
And I was
I
trying
came
to
in
get
there. I
it.
ain't even shoot. I ain't
No,
even
you
shot.
didn't. The
I
form
didn't
was
even
looking
shoot.
nice. It looked good.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
It looked
TBL.
good.
Y'all hear it?
Well, you have to. You got to get my top of the key threes.
Okay.
Shoot 100.
Okay.
Got to make 76
Oh, that's easy.
or more.
That's easy money. Is that your record?
I hit 76 out of 100. It's on wax.
I feel
It's
it.
filmed and everything. I had some people try to fact check it and slow the video down. Yeah, it's 76. I'm not going. My buddy Gus, he was like, Coach, I had to double check, but he was like, yeah, it was 76.
It's 76 at
Like,
that time.
oh,
I
okay,
hear
well.
you. I hear you.
And I was mad because I felt like it should have been 80 because there was like at least 4 in and out.
Oof.
But yeah.
I like that. I might have to do that next time at the Splash Lab. Thanks for the shirts. I dig that. Oh, yeah.
The Splash Lab shirts are and hoodies will be out next Friday.
Yeah, there you go.
So come get that.
Splash Lab is where it's at. It's real out here. Okay. It's real.
As we wrap it up, anything else that you got on your mind and you wanna
Not at all.
indulge the people with?
Have love in your heart, everybody. If you operate out of love, don't worry about what people are saying, what they did. Let it go.
Let it go.
Don't hold on to nothing. Speak to people when you see them. Speak to strangers. And have love in your heart each and every day. Continue to grow, y'all. It's out there. No more of that bad stuff. Let's get it. 2021.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Beyond the Buckets. It's a wrap.
You see it. Peace out.